name's Aaron with Exterior Pro over in Indiana. In this video, I'm going to show you one of our best metal roof repair options. It's called a metal roof recover. What we do is we take a PVC membrane and we recover the old leaky metal roof. And here's how we do it. The first step of a metal roof recover is to measure the existing metal, the distance of the rib, and cut insulation to fit inside the rib. On this particular panel, we've already got insulation cut. You can see it has a bevel here, and it's the right height. So when we lay it inside the rib, or inside the flute, it's going to fill it up and be level all the way across. So we've got that look right here. And all we do is take pieces. That's how we start to level out the existing metal. Step 2 of a metal roof recover is to flatten out the entire surface. We've already laid our white EPS or insulation inside the flutes of the metal, so we've got a nice level deck. Now we're going to recover the entire surface with a piece of insulation. This can be done with a piece of half-inch insulation, or it can be done with a piece of inch. It could go to 2. It's a great opportunity to add R value to your building. But for this demonstration, we've got a piece of 1-inch insulation board for roofing, and I've already laid one piece on. And what this is going to do is this is going to give us a nice flat surface all the way across. We would continue this process all the way up, and it's going to give us a nice flat surface to then lay out the membrane on top of the old metal roof. At this point, we're ready to recover the surface with the PVC membrane. So it's very simple. We've got the surface flattened out with new insulation, and all we do is take the roll of PVC material, we roll it out, and we use a screw and a plate. So this is going to sit just like this. We're going to screw it down through the PVC. It's going to go down to the insulation, into the existing metal, and it's going to hold this system on. We're going to put a screw and a plate about every 12 inches down through the sheet of the PVC. And we're going to do this about every 5 foot all the way up the building. And it's going to look like, when we attach it, it's going to look like this. In step 4, we've already got PVC sheets rolled out and screwed down, and you can see we've got the screws all the way across this sheet. Now we've went ahead and put out another sheet, which is here. We've already got screws in the top of it, and I told you in the last clip about every 5 feet we were going to have a row of fasteners, and the fasteners were going to be about 12 inches on center, going all the way across the metal roof. So this is where we get into the seam of the sheet. So how are we going to do that? Well, I've already left 6 inches overlap from this sheet to this sheet. So I've got a nice 6-inch overlap, and this is where I'm going to make my seam, and it's going to be called a hot air weld. We're going to use hot air to weld these 2 sheets together. All right, it's time to seam these 2 sheets together, and we're going to do that with a hot air welder or a hot air gun. This gun is going to heat up, and it's going to heat this membrane to about somewhere between 250 and 300 degrees, and it's going to briefly turn this bottom part of the PVC into a liquid and the top part of this PVC into a liquid. And then we're going to use a roller, and as the heat comes along and it briefly turns itself into a liquid, this roller is going to compress the 2 liquefied areas, and it's going to cool off and dry in about 10 seconds. It's at full strength. So then once that happens, these 2 sheets have become one. So it doesn't rely on any glue, doesn't rely on any caulking, there's no chemical. It's just pure heat or hot air that's going to melt this sheet temporarily. There's no open flame. It cools right off within about 10 seconds, and it's at full strength. And then these 2 sheets are one. It's a very easy process. So with this roller, we would be heating, and we roll just about like this. And that's how the seams are made in the sheets. All right, the last step of a PVC metal roof recover. Now that we've got the sheets kicked out, they're all welded up, we're going to start welding down the flashings. Now this is a pretty common thing on metal buildings. Lots of stacks, lots of pipes coming through, gas lines, plumbing stacks, HVAC curbs, antennas, lots of stuff. So how do we do that? Well, we've got flashings, we've got PVC flashings. Here's an example of one right here around a 3-inch pipe. Right, and here's the new flashing. Simply slide that around the flashing, whatever we're going to go around, slide it around. We use the same process of hot air heat welding as we did with the sheets. And we're going to take this welder and we're going to just weld this new flashing down for a watertight seal. Now, one other accessory that I want to tell you about on this system that other systems don't have, this PVC system has a breather vent. So this is the way that moisture condensation does not occur beneath the sheet. You let moisture and vapor escape throughout the roof because there's moisture being created inside the building. This is a great way to not have any future problems with moisture in the building. So these two-way vents will get welded down, and one of these vents will get welded per every 1,000 square feet of roofing. So that's one of the last accessories that we put on, but it's a very good one. It's a must-have on the metal roof recover.